The things on the cockpit of the flight was all comfortable. Flight was cruising over North Atlantic peacefully. Halfway across the ocean, the idyllic flight took a dramatic turn of events. The flashlights of the cockpit started blinking harshly, and the news came on the screen, on the computer screen, that there's a terrible news that it has to share. There's fuel imbalance in one of the engines of the flight. Fuel imbalance indeed means there's a fuel leakage in one of the engines. The captain of the flight is a veteran pilot who has numerous hours of flying experience. He started looking at the screen quizzically and wondered, we had done all the routine checks. This plane never had an issue with fuel leakage. How can this happen? This new era flights, it's all technology dependent. There are so many things that they do with technology. But why can't it tell that there is a fuel leakage if it is so smart? So he thought that it's a technology glitch, and he ignored the recommendation. The co-pilot along with him, the first officer, is a young pilot. For him, technology is something he lives with. He smelled the rat, but carte blanche, he can't do anything. He's not in command of the flight today. So, Toastmasters, if you are in the shoes of our first officer, how will you convince our captain to take a different course? Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Communication is something that you see everywhere. There will be someone who has different type of communication styles. You will be meeting someone who will be talking to you always, except for the thing that you have met for. There will be someone who will be purposefully pushing things on you rudely so that you accept his fact. There will be someone who will be sitting calm and quiet without uttering a word, even if how crucial the discussion is. Joe Sharren, an expert in communication style research in workplaces, categorized communication styles as 4 birds: the eagle, the peacock, the dove, and the owl. They have distinctive communication styles. Let's look at the strong one, the eagle. The eagle is someone who wants the job to be done. Get to the point, get the job done. He won't be around, he would not be thinking anything else. So he will be perceived to be a bossy and an insensitive person. You don't want more details. You just want a bird's eye view to find the decision. They are the worst people at taking decisions. But when it comes to teamwork, they're the worst person possible. They don't want to be in team building activities. Like the eagle who stays on top of the tallest trees, they will also be away from the team. And if you give more details, they will become angry on you. Let's look at the second one, the peacock. The peacock is someone who is the eye of any party. They will always be there to talk to you. They will always be there to have fun. They like to talk to people. They like people. But the other thing is they like to have a good impression with all their friends. But in case if you lose your face in front of the peacock, they will be the most angriest person available. They are the most creative people also around. So don't give them ordinary work. How much ever you push, they will resist. Also, they are also someone who need examples and demonstrations to associate with something. And also, they also don't like so much of data like our eagle. The peacock is someone who will always create a positive environment in a team environment. They are jubilant, they are outgoing. So they create the peace, positivity in the team. Next is the DOE. DOEs is the one that you find maximum. Majority of the people around you are DOEs. They are the one who are there sitting calm and quiet. They will be a good listener. But the thing is, they won't be interested in discussing conflicting topics. They are a good listener, so they will have the best solution, but they are the one who cannot have directions. So you have to push them to give your directions, to give them direction. Also, someone who is calm, quiet, and well behaved and gentle, to the best team player possible, and be the glue of the team. Next comes Owl. Owl looks for always for data. They look for data everywhere, and they're good at arranging data. They're also good at finding mistakes and highlighting risks. But the problem with owls is that they are having a routine. They like a routine job. They don't like something in which they have to adapt to something. First things first. Whatever they are continuing doing, they will like to do it rather than switching to something else. They're the other ones who are indecisive too, because they can't take decision with the data that you have availed. Now let's get back to the flight that is still cruising around North Atlantic. What will the first officer do to convince the captain? The captain is an eagle, and the first officer is a dove. Give precise and concise information so that he can take the decision. Finally, the persistent efforts paid off. The flight landed with one of the engine completely blasted off. He saved the first officer with his communication saved the hundreds of people in the flight. When you're interacting with other communication styles, remember what you have to do. If you're talking to an eagle, give precise information. They don't want so much of information. When you're talking to a peacock, talk about people. Have the visualization so that they can associate. They're the disorganized people, so give examples so they can easily relate. Next is when you talk to an owl, have enough data available so that they can take the decision easily, or else you will again go back to them. And when you are talking to a dove, always have that connection possible, because if you are rude to them, they will fly away because they don't like conflict. What is your bird, Toastmaster of the day? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abilash. Now the second prepared speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Prashant. He is in the field of digital marketing. During his pandemic, his fitness level has improved. About independence, he believes that great things can be achieved when we fight for it. Before I call upon Toastmaster Prashant, I request his evaluator, Toastmaster Shailesh from Chennai Communicators Club, to read out his project objectives. Now, Toastmaster Shailesh.
Toastmaster Madhavan.